Hello! Today we're celebrating that after 1 year and a half uploading videos of crafts and episodes of These Little Kitties, we finally made it to 1,000 subscribers. And as you all know, every celebration needs a cake, so we made this one inspired by our characters. Thank you so much to each and every one of you, really, for each view, each message, and all the kindness that you show us every day. Today we make a special cake for 1,000 YouTube subscribers with El Gato Rainbow and La Gata Moon. Okay, so we made this cake with 1 cup of olive oil, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 4 medium eggs, and a hand or stand mixer. In a bowl, we add the oil, the sugar, and the 4 eggs. And now we're going to mix this very good. First at medium speed, and then at a higher speed. This mixture has to be very well integrated. Now we add the flour. Don't leave anything in the bowl. And 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And now we will combine the ingredients without turning the mixer on yet. And when we can barely see the flour, we mix it at a very low speed. And now we can add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And mix again really slowly. It is very important not to overmix the ingredients, because if we do that, we will end up with a super compact cake, and we don't want that. To bake it, I will use 2 molds, because I want 2 layers. And now I'll show you what I do so the cake doesn't stick to the mold. With a piece of parchment paper, fold it about 4 times, and cut it to create a circle. We do the same with the other mold. And now we will put the dough in the 2 molds. What I'm doing is adding the same amount of dough on both molds, using 2 spoons. And a piece of advice, if you use bigger spoons, it will take you less time than me. But it was worth it because in both molds I had the same amount of dough. Once you're done, it's important to carefully hit the mold against the counter so that all the air bubbles come up. And now if you want a super flat cake, this is an awesome trick. Just use a knife and make this kind of waves around the whole mold of the cake. This way, all the air that remained inside is now out of the dough. And now we will bake it at 360 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 to 30 minutes. Once it's out of the oven, we will let them cool. And when they're at room temperature, we can take them out of the molds. In my case, since they're not detachable, I'm using a knife to separate the cake from the mold. And now we will put it in a vase. Since I didn't have any, I covered a piece of cardboard with aluminum foil. We unmold our cake and peel the parchment paper off. And now we're going to make a simple syrup to make a very juicy cake. To make it, you need half a cup of sugar and half a cup of water. We put it in a pan. And once it boils, our simple syrup is ready. Now, to put it on our cake, we can do it in two ways. Spreading it on the cake with a spoon, or using this invention that I have. It is like a shower for cakes. I'll leave the link in the description in case anyone is interested. Now we put both cakes in the fridge for at least half an hour. While it's there, we can start making the buttercream with 2.5 cups of icing sugar, 1.5 cups of butter at room temperature, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and once again, a hand or stand mixer. We just put the butter, the sugar, and the vanilla extract in a bowl. And now with the mixer turned off, we will mix it carefully, or you will end up with everything covered in sugar. And when you can't see as much sugar on top, you can start mixing it at a very low speed. Every time I make buttercream on the channel, I'll say the same thing. But trust me, even though it looks like it won't get mixed, the ingredients finally combine. And when you see it start to mix, it's important to keep mixing at a high speed for at least 5 minutes. And you'll notice that the butter starts changing its color a bit. And now with a spatula like this or a butter knife, I'm putting buttercream as a cake filler. As you can see, I'm putting a generous amount. And now we take the other cake and put it on top, leaving the caramelization on top. That way, both caramelizations are on opposite sides of the cake. We have one here on top and the other one on the bottom of the cake. And we cover the whole cake with buttercream. This is called crumb coat. And we put it in the fridge again and add another layer of buttercream. We'll try to make it as smooth as possible. And while it cools again, we will dye some buttercream. I must confess that I had to make another batch of buttercream just for the decorations. We dyed 5 different colors. And we prepare our piping bag. For the decorations that I will make, I need a star tip like this. And now in a piece of plastic wrap, we will make different lines with blue, yellow, orange, pink, and purple. Now this is the delicate part. You saw this when I made the cupcakes video, but you have to fold it so the colors get together without mixing them. We have to make like a buttercream roll. We close the ends and we press it together a little bit more because we don't want any air bubbles in our buttercream. Cut the end and put it in the pastry bag. And once it's ready, it's time to decorate. We're gonna make roses. Like this. And don't worry if they don't look exactly the same, because later we will add another kind of flowers in between. And now, in between the roses, we will add these flowers. And some more on the base. And our 1000 subscribers celebration cake is done! Again, thank you so much for having been there this year and a half. We're so happy to keep working on this adventure. So we will now eat this cake in your honor. Now we would love for you to leave in the comments what kind of video you would like to see from now on. If you want more recipes, experiments, crafts, or even a third season of Gato Rainbow and Gato Moon series. We will read the comments, make sure you leave yours. See you next week!